Pacquiao. He's 5'5.5" tall and has a reach of 67 inches.
Talk about hot seats in the house. I am so...
And here we see Jesse Rodriguez. They call him Bam, and for good reason. When you see how hard he hits at just 115 pounds, this man is a killer and has already beaten some absolute legends. It's the Pac-Man, the only boxer to hold world...
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from San Antonio, Texas, introducing the 2-division champion of the world, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Fighting out of the blue corner, from General Santos City in the Philippines, truly one of the all-time greats, boxing's first and only 8-division champion of the world, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao.
A lot of pre-match drama, and they will settle their score under the sun here in this outdoor venue.
Can you imagine being a fighter? Sometimes you think under the lights is hot, but when you've got the sunlight, it's a lot to take in.
So a capacity crowd here for this one. We've been waiting a long time for this matchup. Here we go. Here we go, round 1. Who's going to land the first big shot? Bombs away. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. He threw a punch and just got countered. Tried to score with a jab. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Beautiful counter punch. Well, I hope you brought your sunscreen. You're going to need it as we have our main event underneath the bright sunny sky.
If you are on the losing side of this fight, Todd, and the heat is on, it's the worst place to be. So you've got to make sure you prepped right for this.
I want to see that again, but from a different angle.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods. One, two, three, four,
They're back on their feet, but how long will they stay there?
Got to waste time. Step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then got to foul you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points for losing around.
That counter shot lands. Final 10 seconds here, unless something major happens. I think we all know who won that one. They get 1 minute between rounds. This fighter wished it was 10 minutes after being dropped twice in the last round. Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Perfect counter lands. Ooh, Bam is rocked. How did they not go down?
Defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense. Blocking and stopping and shooting.
They exchange his punches. Perfect counter shot. Nope, that uppercut does not score. Good counter punching. You're not going to see a lot of finesse and skills from this guy. He wants to bury his forehead in your chest and pound away.
A swarmer, a good swarmer, will get inside you like a bee. Like a bee just pickpocketing and stinging you whenever you leave yourself open. A swarmer is the worst kind of fight to fight.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute.
Switch on and get your boxing match again.
And there's the bell for round 3. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Bam is hurt. Bam goes down. And there's no doubt about it, as we see it again, that body shot did them in.
That's lights out right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen to me. Are you okay?
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
At the halfway point, there's no doubt who's won this round so far.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
In trouble. Total domination with 10 seconds to go. He's been knocked out. Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
Mixing with the hook. Johnny, did you see that? Ooh, Bam is rocked. A true champion knows how to get out of trouble after they got into trouble, and it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Bing Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Punch, counter punch. Misses with the straight left. Can't score with that hook again. Catch and shoot. Is he going to punch himself out, though. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. It looked great live. How will it look again on slow motion replay?
Where did that come from? What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
A knockout victory? That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here, I've arrived. Try that again, it will happen all over again.
My castle of sand, waiting on the battle sword, handle all in my hand. The war force is mortal with my door with demands, more important than the fortune that you poured in my pan. From freestyling to recording advance, can you please reinforce all my borders and bands? I should have put it towards some plans.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is go time. My name is Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
It's time for our the Gypsy King. The Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. He's so big and yet so light on his feet. No one moves around the ring quite like this man.
I'm so excited for this fight. There is no nonsense here.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from Manchester, England, and standing at 6 feet 9 inches, here is a sensational heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Fighting out of the blue corner from Manchester, England, and standing at 6 feet 9 inches, here is a sensational heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
So they stare into each other's eyes one final time, touch gloves, and get prepared for battle.
Close the door, close the curtains. This is it. Let me enjoy myself right now.
What a great venue and what a great matchup. Cannot wait for this one. Here we go, round one. Who's going to land the first big shot? They've got to use their jab better in this fight. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Caution is being thrown to the wind. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this showdown.
Just see the nerves on a fighter stepping into the ring, Tom. It can tell you so much about a fighter. And then look in the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
When someone punches that hard, you don't want to trade shots. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you.
On to the second round. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Counter-punch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter-puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
These two were made for each other. Punching. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Nice counter shot. That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Punch, counter punch. He threw a punch and just got countered. Nice counter. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? Those counter punches have to hurt. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. It's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one.
I seriously hope the judges...
There's the bell to start round 3. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
How about that time counter shot? Good counter punch. Catch and shoot. There's a counter shot. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Just missed with that jab. You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Jab slightly off target. They exchange punches. The perfect counter lands. The only this heavyweight is, has he punched himself out? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this...
There's the bell for round 4. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Charge, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nice slip to avoid the jab. So much for boxing. This is a fight. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. Nice counter shot. Well done with that counter shot. These two fighters are made for one another. Stamina is off the charts. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so...
On to the 5th we go. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Taj, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Perfect counter shot. That counter shot lands. Beautiful counter shot. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
Can't find a home for that jab. Real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Beautiful counter punch. And he scores with the counter. Nope, that jab not going to score. That counter punch caught him clean. Left-handed jab doesn't quite score. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
You cannot gas out if you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything right for this fight. You have no excuse for gassing out.
I love it. I love it. Watch that slick. All right, go back out there and win this round.
Here we go in the 6th round. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, John.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a terror.
Oh, my God, Johnny! And Tyson Fury just got clipped. The big fella might be in big trouble. Just one punch away from getting the momentum back.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Nice counter punch. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. How much cardio was put in for this fight? It may come down to that.
There's a lot on the line here.
Get your boxing back together. Listen, be smart when you go out there. Just take the round off and win it.
Here we go. It's round 7. How much is left in their tank after last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Hold that thought. Whoa! Lights out. It's over. This fight is done. When you get hit with a body shot like this, there's nothing you can do. What? So it's onward and upward after a knockout win here.
A knockout victory. That is God. Did you see the shot? That's not a knockout. That's an assassination. What a shot.
Yeah, the hate, the grind, the sweat, the blood, the time, my motivation. I work too hard, too long, and not be in the conversation. My team been up, way up, ain't nothing less than domination. I got the game and safe with lock and key and combination. Keep it gold and high sight, don't focus on what's hindsight. Sleeping on me, tell them night, night, it's my time in a bright light. Don't ever band, no mind, keep it pushing, don't ever give them a sound. They will let me prove it, shining, but they wanna talk about you when you down. Motivation, all the hating that they doing, motivation. Staying winning, nothing less, ain't no consolation. Used to tell me that I couldn't, that's my motivation. Yeah, my motivation, motivation. All this money on my mind, that's my motivation. You be talking, but you not up in the conversation. They all wanting me to stop, that's my motivation. Yeah, my motivation. Yeah, bad time that I came through and I got one for the boy. Hey, now I'm for the ball out.
Welcome to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as we are live during Riyadh season at the Kingdom Arena. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
I feel like
It's the Pac-Man. How intimidating would it be to look up and see this man about to fight you? He is one of the absolute best in the history of boxing and has one of the greatest resumes, having defeated 22 world champions. Terrence Bud Crawford, one of the pound for pound.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from General Santos City in the Philippines, truly one of the all-time...
Not too many seats to be had in... What a fight we expect this one to be. Both of these athletes primed and ready. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Misses with the straight left. There is not a seat to be had in this arena, Johnny. It's got that big fight feel, doesn't it?
You have some fighters that are big show, big arena fighters, and they bask in this, they love this, they are born for this. You have other fighters where this would be like the rabbit in the headlights.
Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
So much for boxing. This is a fight. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Get out there. Nice round, good round. I like that. I'm happy. Good man. Just take the round off. Win the round when you jab.
And there's the bell for round 2. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
You're not going to see a lot of finesse and skills from this guy. He wants to bury his forehead in your chest and pound away.
Oh, man, you've got swarm in your face. You've got to try and push him off, make him go into the ropes. You've got to sometimes fight fire with fire. Hit him low on the blind side of the referee. Get him angry.
Catch and shoot. Nope, that jab not going to score. Both men step back for just a moment. They exchange punches. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. If you're a counter-puncher, then basically you do the counter-attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
To beat a counter-puncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
You'd like to see more jabs. Whoa, wait a minute. Pacquiao might be in some big trouble here. Is he going to go down? talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Was off target. Back and forth they go. They block the left there. He throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bet. Here we go to the 4th round. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show your boxing skills. Step out the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use blame over blame.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? Nobody home with that hook. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in the fight. They've got to relax.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs to turn back into the fray here in round 5. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
One hard Terrific counter shot. Nice counter punch right up the middle. His stamina is off the charts. He misses with that straight left. It's always fascinating to watch two good welterweights because they've got blurry hand speed and good power.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've been in the ring with fighters like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Good counter punch. And down goes Pacquiao. And in this replay, you can see it. That body punch folded him like a lawn chair.
I've got to see that again.
They're back up now, but they've got to be cautious. Cannot afford to trade back now, can they, Johnny?
Well, now it's a
final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. What a huge... Let's start the sixth. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Incredible work rate. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. That counter punch caught him clean. Swing and a miss with that hook. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Beautiful counter punch. Pacquiao is rocked. And it appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure.
B-Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
This is when you talk about championship material.
Round 7, here we go. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Beautiful counter shot. His stamina is off the charts. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Through the straight left, but it won't score. don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
You cannot gas out if you prepared right, slept right.
And we enter the 8th round. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Perfect counter lands. Those counter punches have to hurt. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now, this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Misses with the straight left. Nice counter. How about that tying counter shot? Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Is he going to punch himself out, though? Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. No surprise there, a